and welcome, my darling conscious rebels. Today we are going to take a look at how can I make more money. It's probably a question you have been asking yourself, which is why you clicked on this video. It's a question that I ask myself quite a lot too. So today we are going to take a look into it. I've got some oracle cards, some tarot cards, and yeah, we're going to get into it today. So let me just take a moment, take a breath. You can do this with me too. Don't be afraid to take a deep breath. We don't do it enough. Okay, Source. How can this lovely viewer make more money? We're gonna grab some oracle cards just to get an overlying energy, and then we'll get a little bit more in depth with the questions and the tarot cards. How can this lovely viewer make more money? Ooh, and this one too. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so we have Mars in Taurus with defense. And then we have, oh, I haven't seen this card. This is beautiful. Okay, so we have Jupiter in Aries in the first house with enterprise. What a beautiful card, hey? Yes, okay, so pretty. I do love the color pink. Grew up telling myself I didn't like the color pink because I had to be big and bad and you know, but I'm not. I like pink. It's okay to like pink. Okay, let's get into the Litha Oracle card. So, what does this viewer need to know to make more money? How can this lovely viewer make more money? Okay. We've got sun magic. Don't allow the power of your light to scare you into dimming yourself. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's get into the tarot card, shall we? Okay, so I want to look into your current energy right now, your current financial situation, and kind of see where you're sitting. And then we'll kind of go from there. You know what, let's just talk about this card that fell out first. So we've got the Seven of Wands here. And the Seven of Wands, she is fighting for her position. She is fighting to not even come out on top, but just fighting for her own position that she is owed. And there's all these sticks underneath her. And she is just, she's hitting them down, right? Like she is on defense. And oh, and then the defense card here too, right? Interesting. Okay, so being on the defense, so your current financial situation with, yeah, it feels like you are on the defense right now. Maybe you don't have a lot and you're trying to protect the little that you do have. It's, what am I feeling from this? Your nature right now feels quite feisty. Like you feel like you have to fight for everything that you get in this lifetime. And you may be afraid that other people are going to take that away from you, right? So you're very protective of what is yours, and you may be scared that that will be taken away. And I'm also hearing offense as well, right? Like you are not afraid to take the first hit or make the first move if you believe that that is going to keep you protected. And the all black outfit that she's wearing, except for her skirt, it really feels like there may be some shadows that you haven't really looked into yet. Things that are blocking you from moving forward and from making more money. So we're going to look into what those blocks are. But with this current energy, it's like very very blocked off. And Mars in Taurus, that's like, you have quite a bit of a feisty nature, but you are fighting for stability. You are fighting for security. So I feel like someone like you, and we'll have to get more into the cards, but you may not be so focused on like fame and fancy cars and private jets. You just want to provide for yourself and for your family, for your loved ones. You want to be able to provide and not feel like those things are going to be taken away from you. And I'm starting to feel like a little choked up as I'm saying this. This feels like for you, it carries an emotional charge. Money matters for you for a long time, your whole life probably, have felt like a battle. And you're like, I'm tired of fighting, you know? Like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad, okay? Like, Source is wanting to, actually, no, I'm not getting into what Source is trying to tell me right now. I just really want to focus on this energy. And I want to look up this Jupiter in Aries in the first house. I'm still learning my astrology, but the first house is about yourself, like your self-expression, your personality, like it deals with yourself. And Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion and like wisdom, like higher thinking. And then we've got the Aries sign, which, I mean, I am an Aries. I'm feisty and kind of impulsive and really a go-getter, an action taker. And so when you put all of those things together, it feels like you put a lot of your self-worth maybe tied up into how others see you and how in your productivity, right? Your self-worth and your productivity are currently enmeshed. Is that the right word? They are together. And so maybe let's look at some ways of removing your worth from your productivity, because your worth is not dependent on that, right? But then it's like, hey, tell my nervous system that. You know what? I actually have a Polyvagal card deck, and I've never used it before. So this will be my first time. And it is focused on nervous system practices. So let's ask the cards, this deck here, let's ask it how you can better remove your self-worth from your productivity. So these are kind of big cards. They're a little hard to shuffle. Ooh. You know what? I used to think of myself as, that one's not gonna work. I used to think of myself as like a master shuffler when oh, did I mess these all up? I sure did, and that's okay. I used to think of myself as kind of this master shuffler when it was just regular playing cards. But then once I started reading tarot cards and oracle decks, like they're all different sizes, different feelings, you know? And especially when you use a new deck and you haven't got a lot of oils on your hands, it can be kind of hard to maneuver these. Okay, so back on track, Source. What would be a good practice to help our lovely viewer remove their self-worth from their output or their productivity? I'm only going to accept one card, so please only give me one. This one. Okay, so this is the dorsal. I'm actually going to take a look and see what the dorsal is all about. Okay, so the dorsal state is one of the 3 states of our autonomic nervous system. And so the dorsal is at the bottom of the hierarchy. In its everyday role, it regulates digestion and brings nutrients to nourish us. When active in a survival mode, it becomes a system of shutdown. We feel drained, without enough energy to engage with the world. We collapse, disconnect, and disappear. Okay, so that is just an overview of the dorsal state. Yeah, so it's our everyday. It deals with the everyday, and with our digestion, that is so huge. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you know much about our gut microbiome and how important it is for our health to take care of our gut, but oh my gosh, I am getting into it myself, and it is just it's wild. It's wild how much being in a protective mode, being in that survival mode, and it feels a little survival here, okay, with the 7 of Wands and this defense card, right? Just working so hard. I need to protect what's mine. I'm not safe, right? I really feel like you don't feel safe with money, and you're worried about, when is money going to leave me? When is it not going to be here? And so let me take a look at this card. When we feel trapped, the dorsal survival system comes to the rescue. Entering this response can begin with a subtle feeling of not being present, just going through the motions, and an image of taking a step back. Being fully immersed in dorsal can bring a feeling of being lost and abandoned, in a place where no one will find you, and an image of floating away. Between those two ends of the spectrum, there are many flavors of dorsal protection. Okay, so it sounds like we do not want to be in the dorsal state. That is not the great state to be in. This is the survival state. Many of us have been in that survival state a long time, which is why you may have had problems with money in the past. Obviously, like with your cards, it seems like you have this lack mentality, like scarcity mentality. You're worried about it going away. And so, okay, interesting. So I'm going to put this down in the description for you guys, for whoever wants to do this exercise. I'll write it out for you, but let me just read it to you here. So start by remembering a time when you felt the very beginning of a dorsal response. So when you start to shut down, you start to dissociate, you start to kind of float away in your head. Describe that feeling and invite the images in. So just take a moment and think about that time where you started to dissociate and started to go into this frightened survival mode. Oh, and then it says to next imagine your most intense dorsal response. Describe that and invite an image. So yeah, like what was a time for you, and let's bring this into money specifically, right? So what was a time for you in your life where an issue with money made you totally shut down or dissociate or freak out? Like think of the most intense situation and then spend some time with that and think about the images. Now move between the two and explore the experiences along that continuum. Take small steps, stop to describe each place, and invite an image. Interesting. Okay, so I will write more information about this card down in the description, but what I'm hearing here is to spend some time thinking about when you have gone into these survival modes because of your beliefs about money, right? These times that you didn't feel safe, that you felt like you had to fight for your position. Think about those times. Think about the everyday small things where you might feel a little anxious to do with money. Like for me, for example, every time I tap my card, I say, thank you, money. But inside, I feel anxious. And so it's learning about how to remove that feeling by sitting with it, right? And integrating it. So much of the self-work that we do, well, all of the self-work that we do has to do with being aware of our feelings. Sitting with our feelings, understanding our emotions, right? And so Source is asking you to sit with your feelings regarding money. How does money make you feel? How do you feel when you spend money? You know, does it feel different if you go out and you eat out with a friend and you spend money? Maybe you pay for their meal. How does that make you feel? How do you feel when you go to the grocery store and you buy something that you need? How do you feel when you buy a gift for someone? How do you feel when you spend money on yourself? That one is very telling. Like if you spend something on something that you feel to be kind of a want and not a need. So buying new makeup, or I wanted to say getting a new pair of shoes, but so many of us disregard our foot health, and getting a good pair of shoes is actually really important. So yeah, spending time with your feelings about money and just thinking about it, journaling, documenting this a bit, and start to understand when these feelings come in and what that means for you. Because once you do that, you have a starting point now for how to move forward. So now that we've looked at that, I want to take a look into and ask the cards about what's your biggest block around making more money? Like, what is stopping you from bringing in more money? I feel like I have a hair just floating on my face, which would be so annoying if I did this whole video and then it was just floating there. Yeah, what is your biggest block in regards to making more money? Okay, Source, give me the goods. Tell me what's up. Oh, my shuffling is not it's not looking great for me today. Okay, it's not looking great. I've always wanted to be one of those tarot readers that has like a beautiful voice of an angel, and they're just sitting there like, oh yeah, you know what, this reminds me of that song, and then they just go into the most angelic rendition of a song. And I don't want to call myself tone deaf because I understand that I don't sound good, but I am not about to sing for you guys because you're gonna sign off. Oh, okay, 2 of these cards popped out here, so we are gonna go with this. Let's take a look here. Okay, so we've got the Fool reversed, and then we have the 4 of Cups reversed. Can you see that? Maybe down here a little bit. Okay, the Fool reversed and the 4 of Cups. Okay, so what I'm hearing is making impulsive money decisions. And I'm not talking like, okay, so I'm seeing, yeah, impulsive money decisions, especially around eating out, like spending more money than you need on food when you already have the groceries at home. And I'm not talking about like occasionally going out to eat and spending that money. That is perfectly fine, but I'm feeling this impulsivity around it, like overspending. Maybe you're door dashing a lot or skip the dishes, and it's like you're kind of like la-di-da, like I don't have to worry about it because it's all gonna work out for me and I'm gonna make money down the road, so like who cares? You know, maybe you are someone that makes purchases on your credit card and then doesn't check every month what you've actually spent, so you're not putting the proper amount back onto your card. I could be speaking from personal experience, and it's, you go into decisions regarding money with this attitude of like, it feels like if people were to ask you about how you handle money, you wouldn't want to necessarily be truthful about it, or you kind of go into the defense and you try to justify, that's what I'm feeling, your need to justify your purchases and your impulsivity. And with this 4 of Cup card, it's like you may feel like your limiting beliefs around money is that you're actually not going to achieve your goals. You're not going to achieve this goal of being successful. and you're not going to make the amount of money that you want to have. And so you're feeling downtrodden, right? You are feeling like you never get the good stuff. Like people don't choose you. I'm wondering if this then has something to do with your childhood and what happened in your childhood for you to have these beliefs around money. When looking into how to make more money, it's really important to look back on your childhood and figure out what your money beliefs were, the ones that were programmed into you from your parents and other authority figures in society at the time. And Source has more waiting for you, but they are asking you to slow down a bit on your impulse spending, because we go through these cycles, right? Where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I am just going to live my life because I can't keep fighting so much. I'm sick of fighting, and I just want to live. And then you don't think about it, right? You don't think about it, and you're just spending, like whatever, it's all gonna work out. And then that actually puts your nervous system into this dorsal state where you go into survival mode, because now you are, what's that word? Like all of the limiting beliefs, you are reinforcing those beliefs. You are reinforcing the belief that you don't have enough and that money is going to go away because you are the one making it go away. You feel me? Okay? So that is what I'm feeling for your blocks, is this limiting belief of I don't have enough. I'm not going to have enough. Money goes away. And I have to fight. I'm always fighting with money. It's like you and money are feeling like oil and water right now, and you are at odds with one another. So how can you develop a healthy relationship with money? I have a few tips there. Really involves gratitude towards money. Like looking at your relationship with money like a romantic partner. Are you securely attached to your money? Do you know that it's going to walk out and go to the grocery store or wherever, and it's going to come back and still love you and be there, and maybe bring their friends too? Are you anxiously attached to your money? Are you avoidantly attached to your money, right? And so just think about that. The next time you go to make a purchase, and when you do make these purchases, I would ask yourself, is this purchase supporting the life that I am building? And if the answer is yes, great. You can make that purchase without any shame. But if it's not supporting the life that you want and the goals that you have, then that's a moment to take that pause and think about, do I really need this? Or am I trying to fill the gap that I feel in my heart with buying this thing? Am I so focused on instant gratification because I am stuck in this constant survival mode? Or, yeah, I feel like the thought ends there because I forgot what I was saying. Just about being stuck in this constant survival mode. And so you are so focused on instant gratification because you can't actually see the future, because you haven't really thought about what the future could look like for you with actually being financially abundant. So I want to look at, okay, so we've got the world here at the bottom of the deck, which I'm not going to show you because there's boobies on it. But yeah, it's time to end this cycle that you've got going on of constantly fighting with money, feeling like you have to protect yourself, and like that you're trying to protect money from going away, you know? And it's time to walk into this new cycle of your life, this new season of your life, where you are wise and knowing, and you look at the mistakes of your past and just pick one of those little mistakes to tweak and to work on as you move forward in your new decisions and with your new purchases. So Source, give me some direct advice for this lovely viewer on, actually, I don't know, I have given you lots of great advice. So what I'm actually wanting to end this reading with is, if you take this advice into account, what's the likely outcome for you? What's the likely outcome if this lovely viewer takes the advice and implements it? What are we looking at here? We are looking at the Six of Pentacles. I did get it in the reversed position. You are going to learn how to give to yourself more in a way that is, you're going to learn how to give to yourself more without the shame and the guilt behind it. What else am I feeling from this card? Like, I'm hearing in my head, abundance is pouring in for you. It will be pouring in for you once you what? Abundance will be pouring in for you once you what? The Chariot. Abundance will be pouring in for you once you, take matters into your own damn hands and take action. Take the aligned action. It's like, you are not going to fix your money troubles by being passive and not making these changes. So if you want to make more money in your life, Source is asking you to look at your childhood and where your money beliefs come from and what those money beliefs might be, and then to use that information and take action moving forward. And this is something that can come in quick for you. I'm hearing like 3 months, 6 months, where you can start making a little bit more of extra income. Source is not saying that you're going to get rich overnight, because Source is wanting you to examine these aspects and understand, so that when you get to the next level of abundance, you are not feeling so scared. You're not feeling like the money is going to go away, because that is what is going to keep you trapped in this cycle. And we didn't even look at this Jupiter in Aries in the first house card. I know I talked about it a little bit, what I felt like it meant to me, but I also just want to take a look into this book here, this lovely book. So it says Enterprise. Jupiter gain Aries self-will. When this card occurs in a reading, it signifies a successful consequence for ventures referred to in the question. The Enterprise card suggests that a bold and enterprising approach will be needed to achieve a satisfactory result. Okay, so Jupiter and Aries people have an expansive drive to develop and improve life by taking on positions of leadership. Positive action and an enjoyment of physically doing things are a necessary part of their makeup. They tend to rush in where angels fear to tread. These types are extremely impulsive. What did I say? But with the beneficial planet Jupiter involved, they get more than their fair share of lucky breaks. Okay, so I'm wondering if this has something to do with how you might make more money. Like, I'm hearing really, it's always like just being yourself, putting yourself out there, not being afraid to put yourself out there. And you're really someone that has innovative ideas. And there's acorns on here. If anyone knows what acorns represent, let me know. I feel like, should I look it up? No, because my phone is right there. And if I take it off the tripod, then it'll get all messed up and I won't be in frame, nada. Maybe if I figure out what acorns are, I will put it in the description. But that just feels significant to me. Chipmunks and squirrels, do they both or just chipmunks? They eat acorns, they store acorns, stash them during the winter. And so, yeah, sources asking you to save a little bit more, spend a little less, and once you figure out the limiting beliefs that you have around money and where they came from, I think that's going to be a really good starting point for you to start being able to take this action. And the Six of Pentacles really reminds me of, gratitude and generosity, being grateful for your money, being grateful when it goes, saying goodbye, saying not goodbye, but saying see you later with a smile on your face when it comes to money, and just treating it like an old friend. Yeah, treat your money as you would like to be treated. Be kind to it, be grateful, and use it as a tool for your betterment rather than treating it as your enemy and being defensive when it comes to money. Because we all know that you want to build that stable and secure life. And this is how you start that. Yeah, put your light into the world. Don't let others dim your light. Like, just be yourself and be confident in your career endeavors and your business endeavors, and let yourself shine in that way, and let the money start flowing into you with these tips and tricks. So that, my lovely viewer, is what I have for you today. Please like and comment and subscribe. It really helps me get my message out there to everyone who needs it. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I bid thee farewell. Bye.